Now when you came up to the lake today, you entered the Tonto National Forest. It's 2.9 million acres. Now I know this does not look like a traditional forest, at least the type of forest that most of you are probably used to. I can tell you that the Tonto National Forest does extend into the northern part of Arizona and proudly boasts the largest continuous stand of ponderosa pines in the world. You are also in the Sonoran Desert. There are approximately 61 deserts within the surface of Saguaro Lake. In fact, Four Peaks sits 1/2 mile higher than the city of Denver, Colorado. Now, although it looks close enough to reach out and touch, Four Peaks is actually 25 miles from here. As the crow flies, it has a very unique distinction. If you look at those peaks from left to right, numbers 1 through 4, between the third and the fourth peak, you'll notice a very prominent scar that's angling down from left to right. Now, part of that scar is in that upper rocky terrain. The lower part of that scar is in that darker tree-lined area. That scar is made up of all of the tailings that have been removed from a very special amethyst mine. There are only 2 amethyst mines on the entire planet that produce a stone of high enough quality to be considered a precious gem. One is in Siberia, and the other is right there above that scar. Now that stone is of such high quality that it became part of the crown jewels of 5 different countries, including Spain and Greece. Now you may have noticed that big beautiful boat tied up across the dock before we left today. That is the Dockside Souvenir Boat. Not only do they have some really unique Arizona souvenirs on board, they also have some really beautiful examples of that amethyst. So when we get back to the dock a little before 1:30, I suggest you head on over and take a look at some of that beautiful amethyst jewelry.
By themselves, the tube. Just by a boat. Oh my God. Is it going to the Rainbow Bridge? You have to go. A hole.
Most of the rock formations you will see today are volcanic in nature. And while we have different types of volcanic activity here at the lake, most of what you are looking at now is basalt. Now I also want you to notice the black streaks coming down the canyon walls. We call that desert varnish, and desert varnish is evidence of a past waterfall. We only get about 7 inches of rain every year, but during our monsoon season, when the storms go rumbling up from Mexico, we can get as much as 2 to 3 inches of rain in an hour, and that rain causes those waterfalls, leaching minerals from the rock, mainly manganese and iron oxide. That's what forms the black streaks, and it's also what gives that Four Peaks amethyst such a beautiful dark purple color. Now, I did mention wildlife here. We are lucky enough to have 2 paired nests of bald eagles here at Saguaro Lake. Although we have lots of visitors from Minnesota and Wisconsin, and you guys have bald eagles like we have scorpions, I guess. But it is still a treat when we see bald eagles here in the desert. Now, here in the desert, our eagles will live about 25 years. They begin producing offspring after 5 years, and they do mate for life. Now, they are also the fastest growing bird in North America. Our eagles will weigh upwards of 16 to 18 pounds, but they will gain 1 pound every 5 to 6 days. Now, we used to see wild horses on these beaches. We have a little over 400 wild horses here in the Salt River Valley, and some of those horses are actual descendants of the horses that the Spanish explorers brought over 350 years ago.
We're going back now.